Hey guys, what's going on? It's Infinity Sheep, and I just got back from seeing James Gunn's Superman, where we follow Superman, played by David Cornswept, as he's been drawn into conflict at home and abroad. His actions are questioned, giving tech billionaire Lex Luthor, played by Nicholas Hoult, the opportunity to get the Man of Steel out of his way for good. And that's all you guys need to know, as this is a spoiler-free review. Man, how crazy of a film and how far we have come. Like, man, it feels like it was just yesterday that they just announced the Superman film. If you didn't know, this film was originally called Superman Legacy. That was the original name of the title until it was changed to just Superman. And of course, some of the crazy stuff that we saw when, filming started. And it looked like things were going that well. And man, am I happy to report that this is a great movie. Let's get into it. The first thing I want to talk about is the cinematography. Man, is it amazing. Full of color, full of life, and looks like it's just peeling off of a comic page. Like, it looks like, at sometimes during the film, it looks like I'm just watching a comic book come to life. And the visuals really help with that. We're using different hues and different contrasts and saturations that make it look really, really nice and give that comic book feel to it. Especially in sort of like the combat and the action, it very much feels like you're watching a panel. Like every time, like it could be like that, and it's like a comic page is going, or like when Superman is looking down at one of the bots when it's damaged, and he's looking at it, and you can see his fist in that. It looks like it's just straight out of a comic book, and the cinematography did a really good job with that. Now, another incredible thing I gotta point out here is the sound design and audio design. It is perfection. It is perfection with the sound design. They used a mix of both new, original, music composition and sound design, with also mixing in the iconic, the legendary John Williams score. The John Williams score is perfect, and using that in like a rock guitar version, that where it's like down, 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 like that, it just works so well, and brings that whole feel of hope and excitement and adventure and whimsy and wonder, and it just works really well. And the sound design, especially once you get to those fights, is super cool. Like, it looks great. And of course, this is a James Gunn film, so of course, he has to pick music that works well with the fight scenes. Usually some older school, 80s or 90s music. He always has that in each of his films, like the Guardians of the Galaxy films. And now this definitely has that, and that is a really good thing. I think probably one of my favorite parts is just the fact that the music is just so good in this. Like, I found this piano version online that I love. I listen to it when I want to just calm down, relax, or if I'm just making thumbnails or something like that. It's a really nice soundtrack, and man, that is one of my favorite things. And I hope that you guys will see what my thoughts are on that, because the music is such a great part of it, and man, they did a really good job. The next thing I want to get onto is some of the acting in this film. So, of course, David Cornswept as Superman is Superman. He is so good. He eats up every scene as Superman, every action scene, every dramatic, dialogue scene. He takes every scene, or even collaborating with other cast members, he just makes it feel like Superman. And that's one of my favorite things, especially someone who grew up with the Lego games. That was very much a thing, and it definitely helps. And man, he is incredible. I cannot wait to see more of his Superman. Also, Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. Holy cow! To me, he's the standout in the film. As someone who played the Lego games, yet again, referencing the Lego games, I'll reference them a lot in this review. He is menacing in those games, especially Lego Batman 2. He is super menacing and is a crazy, character, and he is just a menace in this movie. He is so good as Lex Luthor. Like, the second I saw him appear on screen, I'm like, that is Lex Luthor. That is him. that snarkiness, that like, yeah, I'm like rich, I got all the money in the world, his power, all that, it feels, you just feel it. And it's just, oh, I love it. I love it. And finally getting a comic accurate Lex Luthor on the big screen was just such a nice addition. Also, the actress who played Lois Lane, I don't know how to pronounce her name right. Rachel Brosnaha. I kind of butchered it, but it's okay. She is the perfect fit for Lois Lane. She's incredible as Lois Lane, and really just dynamic with Superman. David Cornsett Superman and her Lois Lane. It just really makes a great pair. And there's this really great scene that's near the beginning of the film that is just great. It's this big conversation, and it's just magic. It works really well, and I love that. The other standout that kind of is crazy, and this is like the one character I was so hyped for the trailers, was Nathan Fillion's Guy Gardner. This is a character I've been waiting nearly, if not a decade for, to see in live action. I've been waiting a long time for this character, as someone who grew up watching the Lego Batman, like DC specials, and like the direct-to-DVD movies, and of course the Lego games. It felt so right in like the comic accurate suit, and the hair. Of course, Nathan Fillion himself said it was goofy and was basically like crazy and made him look goofy, but it was comic accurate and it looked so great. Now, I am going to kind of give a minor thing, but it's something that's going to help with this review, and you're going to love it. So, of course, he has all these abilities with his ring, that he's able to like make things that are all green, and when I got to see him use the hammer, oh my goodness, I was just giddy. I was giddy because it's like, oh my god, like I used these moves, I used these like fight movements in the Lego games, and it just brought so much joy to me. And man, I'm super excited to see Nathan Fillion when he shows back up. I think in the Lanterns TV show. Of course, I won't be able to watch it. They don't have HBO Max, but man, I'm super happy. Like all the cast did a phenomenal job. And yeah, this is just a great movie. They did a great job. Yeah, pretty much I have to say about the acting. Moving on to the action in this film. Oh my goodness, it is perfection. It is perfection. From Mr. Terrific with his robots and stuff, and being able to make these shields, like with some really cool fight dynamics, that to Superman and his laser eyes. There's this really cool shot in the final trailer where he has laser eyes and he just goes all around, and he's taking all these enemies out. Of course, he just busts the guy's teeth out. You can actually see that's a really cool use of slow-mo that I didn't put in the cinematography part, but it's a really cool shot. Of course, Green Lantern, him getting to do some stuff, Hawk Girl getting in there, and then of course, Crypto the Super Dog. Oh, I love that character. Of course, I have him right here on my desk in a little figure form. I love Crypto the Super Dog. Of course, I have my own dog here at home that looks a lot like Crypto, and I love him so much. So every scene that Crypto was in, I love that. And when he got to do some action with Superman, that was incredible. I love that. So yeah, all around the action in this film is nothing short of amazing. And of course, it's what I was hoping for as someone, especially with Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham. This is, of course, my copy from my childhood on PS3. I love this game so much, and it felt so much like Lego Batman 3. It had, like, almost all the characters that were in this game were in the movie, and I knew all the references and stuff. Getting to see some of the cool locations and stuff from the games, and also just from me just doing my research and, just covering the world around it, I felt like I was a kid again playing these games. I felt like I was a kid again playing these games when watching this movie, and especially in the action scenes, where it's these big hero fights, and like at one point, it's near the beginning of the movie, I think, within like the first 30 to 40 minutes, there's this really cool fight sequence that also introduces, Hawk Girl, Mr. Terrific, and Guy Gardner. And it's really cool. It has where they're fighting this big kaiju, of course you see it in the trailer, and it felt straight up like a Lego Batman 3 level. Like I can just imagine like the little health bar with the hearts and the big circle that has the character's head in it. Like that that made me feel giddy, and for the whole film I just had a big smile on my face, and those action scenes really brought it all together. In conclusion, this film is absolute cinema! This movie is incredible. Incredible acting from especially David Cornsweep and Nicholas Hoult and Nathan Fillion and the rest of the cast. The incredible cinematography that I love getting to see. Of course, the comic accurateness of everything, the costumes and set pieces, and even some like the filming that they did. It looked really nice. Sound design was on point. Of course, it is because it is a James Gunn film. And yeah, I have nothing else to say, but you will have a smile on your face the whole time. Like, you'll be smiling from ear to ear. Like, you will literally be so happy, especially if you're a huge fan who grew up, watching the movies or playing the games or, just like enjoying DC and getting to see it at its fullest on the big screen. Finally, man, this movie is incredible. And well, I have no obligation to do this, but I'm giving this a Golden Sheep Award. I know. I just gave one to F1, but it deserves a Golden Sheep Award! Yeah, this movie is perfect. In my opinion, it is perfect. This is a movie that you need to see. You need to see this in theaters, especially in IMAX. I know I said that for F1, but this movie is also a required IMAX show. Go see it in IMAX, or just go see it in general. Please do, because the more that you guys watch it and the more that other people watch it, it means we'll get more films in the DCU, because this is just the beginning of James Gunn's DCU, and you'll definitely see that in near the end of the movie. I'm not going to spoil it, but there's a pretty big cameo at the end of the movie that signals what the next film is. I may have talked about it on the channel before on the Finished News, but you'll see it. Also, there are 2 post-credit scenes. There's one mid-credit and one post-credit. All in all, I enjoyed this movie, and you guys should go see it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and of course, sheep on.